You've just got that feeling. You're certain the sperm has met the egg, but you want to know for sure. But it's too early for a home pregnancy test. Those 2 weeks in between can be excruciating. So before you get your big fat positive from a home test, here are 15 of the earliest pregnancy symptoms to look out for. This video is sponsored by my new book, The Mama Natural Week by Week Guide to Pregnancy and Childbirth. Check it out at mamanaturalbook.com. Featuring insights from a midwife and registered nurse, it's the only guide you need for a healthy, natural pregnancy. Okay, the first early sign of pregnancy may be changes in your breasts. Maybe you've noticed your breasts are swollen, tender, or sore. Or perhaps your nipples are darkening or protruding in preparation for breastfeeding. That's how I knew I was pregnant. Your areolas may also get larger. For some women, breast tenderness in early pregnancy feels really similar to PMS, so they can't tell the difference. But for other women, it's distinctly different. Number 2, frequent urination. If you find yourself getting up routinely at night to go to the bathroom and you're always seeming to look for the loo, it could be an early sign that a fertilized egg has begun implantation into your uterine wall. The HCG hormone, sometimes called the pregnancy hormone, often triggers frequent urges to pee, even while the embryo is still very tiny and there's no real pressure on your bladder for a growing baby. Not yet, anyways. Number 3, nausea. Call it morning sickness or all-day sickness, but either way, nausea is a reality for many women in pregnancy. About 50% of women will have vomiting along with nausea in their first trimester. So having some nausea may be a very early symptom of pregnancy. But most moms don't really experience the vomiting or the more severe morning sickness until they're more like 5, 6, 7, or even 8 weeks pregnant. Number 4, fatigue and exhaustion. At conception, progesterone levels begin to rise dramatically. And this will continue to happen throughout your first trimester, okay? And progesterone is the hormonal substance of pregnancy. It literally progests your little baby. It prevents uterine contractions and inhibiting early immune responses. So the downside of this, though, is that the sudden uptick in progesterone during early pregnancy may leave you feeling utterly exhausted, okay? Because it is kind of a relaxing and not a stimulating hormone like estrogen is. Number 5, a cold. Now, as your immune system is kind of repressed, and this is done on purpose because you don't want your body to inadvertently attack this new little creation that's growing in your belly, we can be more susceptible to viruses, bacteria, colds, flus, those sorts of things. So if you get a cold and it's early, you could potentially be pregnant, that could be an early sign. And be sure to check out some natural remedies to fight it off. I'll have a link to that in my video description below. Number 6, puffy and sore gums. Okay, so with the immune system at bay, mouth bacteria may begin to flourish. Plus, as your body builds blood volume and fluid to nourish your baby, you may also notice your tissues are swelling, okay? And that includes your gums. So be aware of inflamed, sore, or bleeding gums, or puffy eyes or face. This could be an early sign of pregnancy. Number 7, cervical mucus. Now, if you've been keeping track of your menstrual cycle as you prepare for pregnancy, you already know about cervical mucus and how it increases and thickens during ovulation. And this basically helps to carry the sperm to meet the egg. Now, in a cycle without conception, that stretchy cervical mucus will dry up within about 24 hours of ovulation. But if conception has occurred, then this cervical mucus will continue. It'll just continue to be produced for multiple days after the date of ovulation and pretty much throughout your entire pregnancy. This mucus actually keeps foreign bacteria and different things away from your vagina and away from your baby. So this is actually a good thing, but that can sometimes be an indicator that a mom is pregnant because this cervical mucus does not stop. Number 8, cramping and bloating. Now, don't despair if you feel these classic symptoms of PMS while you're hoping for a positive pregnancy test. But implantation of the egg on the uterine wall can create the very same premenstrual symptoms, but without your true period ever arriving, okay? So many women will experience some mild uterine cramping as the egg implants, which can be either kind of a mild backache, a little abdominal bloating, or it can be more severe. Number 9, spotting. As the fertilized egg implants deeper into your uterine lining, you may experience a few days of light bleeding. In fact, 25 to 30% of pregnant women will have some spotting during the first few days of pregnancy. Because implantation will likely occur around the same time as your period, this is really easy to confuse. Is this my menstrual cycle or is this implantation bleeding? The difference is implantation bleeding will be really light. Sometimes it's even a little bit brown. It might be light pink. So the color looks usually a little bit different, and it's super light. It would definitely not fit a tampon, fill a tampon or anything like that, and it goes away. Number 10, food sensitivity and aversion. So if you're experiencing nausea, food aversion really just comes with the territory. And for some moms, the food aversions come first before they feel nauseous. So maybe your beloved kimchi just sounds absolutely disgusting all of a sudden. Some moms won't even touch their morning coffee anymore. And so what's happening basically are these hormonal fluctuations are affecting your sense of smell, your sense of taste. And this actually helps to protect your baby, but it can be an early symptom. Number 11, metallic taste. Speaking of weird tastes, this is probably one of the weirdest early pregnancy symptoms, but some moms have a persistent metallic taste in their mouth that lingers even after eating food. And many women have reported this symptom in early pregnancy without really understanding where it comes from or why it's happening. But tasting pennies or aluminum, this is really a true side effect of the hormonal shifts that are taking place in your body. Number 12, temperature sensitivity. Are you freezing cold or burning hot or just feeling strange? With all the hormonal changes, again, during conception and early pregnancy, it's no wondering that you might feel kind of off. So if you know your body really well and all of a sudden you feel like you're super cold or super hot or there's some kind of weird chemistry change, this can be a sign that you are preggers. Number 13, excess saliva. Are you all of a sudden drooling like Pavlov's dog? What gives? Well, excess saliva is usually caused by the beginnings of morning sickness. Acid reflux or heartburn, which are all very common in pregnancy, they also can cause this excess saliva. Progesterone relaxes the muscles in our bodies, which can cause that valve that closes the esophagus off from the stomach to stay slightly open. And as a result, stomach acid can make its way up your throat, leading to heartburn, acid reflux, yuck. Sometimes sipping a little bit of apple cider vinegar, raw apple cider vinegar, like a teaspoon or so and a half a cup of water before meals can really help with digestion and help take down that saliva flow. Number 14, constipation. Well, progesterone again is to blame for this lovely symptom because it can slow down your bowels. Just like it relaxes your muscles, it can slow down this whole digestive process, all the movement that goes on. So be sure you're drinking enough water. You want to aim for half of your body weight in ounces per day and boost your magnesium-rich foods. You also can try adding in a little bit of supplemental magnesium with your doctor's okay, as that can really help. And number 15, moodiness. Okay, this shouldn't be a big surprise. I mean, you're growing a baby, and as I've mentioned in this video a bajillion times, your hormones are doing all these wild things and surging, and so of course, being extra weepy, being kind of emotional, being quick to anger, crying at an Adele song, craving weird foods, all this is like completely normal, but that moodiness factor definitely can show up, and that can be a sign that you are with child. So what do you think? Are you pregnant or not? Well, if you are, then you need to check out my new book, The Mama Natural Week by Week Guide to Pregnancy and Childbirth, all from a natural perspective. And be sure also to sign up for a free week-to-week email series that will guide you through your pregnancy and help you rock your pregnancy and birth. Now I'd love to hear from you. What signs did you first notice to let you know that you were pregnant? Share with us in the comments below, and thanks as always for tuning in.